do is I like to cleanse my face. So after I wash my face in the bathroom, after I get ready and stuff, I like to take my Clean and Clear toner and then my Clean and Clear moisturizer. And you always want to put a moisturizer on your face first, just to make sure that your face is nice and clean and it has a protective layer over it. I love this moisturizer. It makes me feel really nice. I don't have too dry skin. After I wash my face, this moisturizer makes my skin feel amazing. It's nice and cool and I like the feel of it. So that's what I use. Right after that, I like to go ahead and prep my face. So I'm going to be using the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. And I just take a few squirts of this and I just place it all over my face. And I just let it sit there for a little while. After that, I'm going to be taking Benefit's The Porefessional. I love this stuff. It's amazing. If you're a person who has really large pores and you are looking for a way to kind of minimize them, then this is going to be for you. I love this stuff. It's amazing. I don't feel like I have too large of pores. I just love the feel of this and I love that it's a face primer. So that's what I like to use. So I'm going to be using this all over my face right now. And you don't need a lot of it. It goes on smoothly. So I just take a little bit of it and just place it mostly in my forehead and my nose area, because that's where I see it the most. So I just kind of rub it in. So lately I have been switching on and off between two different types of foundation. Well, one is a foundation and the other is a BB cream. The BB cream that I have been using on days that is too hot for me to wear foundation, or I just don't feel like wearing a full coverage foundation. I just want something that's nice. I use the L'Oreal Magic Skin Beautifier BB cream. I love this stuff. It goes on white, and then once you rub it in, it starts to turn the color of the actual color that it is, and it goes nicely with your skin tone. I absolutely love this stuff. This is the best BB cream that I've actually used. The one downside is it does come in a kind of a small tube, so you kind of waste a lot of product because you want to cover your whole face, but you have to keep getting it out. And when I use this, I use my my Real Technique stippling brush. I like this brush for beauty creams. I don't know why, it's just what I use. And I usually just take some and I put it on here, and then I take it and I dab it, and then I dab it all over, let it sit for a little bit, and then I blend it in. I like the way it goes on. It's nice and smooth. It really covers your face, and you can pretty much, this one is in medium and it matches my skin tone perfectly. This is like amazing. Like, if you want a nice BB cream that goes on smoothly, it's lightweight, then I would use this, especially for summertime. Everybody loves to use BB creams just because it's so light and it's easier to put on than foundation and everything else. So I would definitely go and buy this. It's about $10 or $11, but it's well worth the price for a small tube. So the foundation that I have been using recently for a few weeks now, I kind of switched it back. I was using it in before, but I only had a sample of it, and I decided that I would go ahead and buy the full size. And the foundation I'm using is the MAC Mineralized Moisture. Has SPF of 15 in it, and I love this stuff. I'm not a big fan of MAC's foundations just because I feel like they're a little too thick, and I'm not a person that likes to wear thick foundation, so I kind of steer away from them. But I do love this foundation. It is amazing. If you have dry skin, then this is the foundation for you. It has tons of moisture in it, and it's amazing. If you have really oily skin, I wouldn't quite recommend this because it's going to make you look a lot more oilier than you are already. So if you have dry skin, then I would choose this. If you have combination skin, you might be able to pull this off. You just need a setting powder, and I recommend a setting powder for every foundation. I don't care if it's matte or anything. I definitely recommend a powder. So if you could find a nice matte powder to go along with this, or get their skin finish powder, then you'll be good with this. What I like to do is I usually have two options of my way of putting this foundation on. the first option that I like to use is my Sigma Flat Top Kabuki. It's the F80 brush, which looks like this. Or I like to use my Beauty Blender. I love the Beauty Blender. I think it makes everything go on flawlessly, but so does the Kabuki brush. So today I'm going to actually use both. So I'm going to do the Kabuki brush on one side and the Beauty Blender on the other, so I can show you guys how I apply them. So I just take a pump of it on my hand right here. Well, a couple pumps because it goes on. And I am actually in the color NC40 right now, so I'll probably go lighter a little bit. So what I do is I just go ahead and dab it onto my skin. So I like to take it and I like to just kind of start from the outer corner and to blend my way up. And I just take it and I'm blending nicely. So I just take it and I'm going here with it and I'm just blending it out onto my face. I already did my eyebrows and stuff, and the reason that I did my eyebrows and I always do my eye makeup first is because a lot of times you get fallout from your eyeshadows or from pigment or anything, and you want to fix up your eyeliner but you don't want to mess up your foundation, and that's the reason why I put my foundation on last. I used to never do it, but I've been loving doing it now because it's way easier to clean up any mistakes or anything. So that's what I do right there, and I just blend it out nice and evenly. I make sure that all the product is blended really good. For the other side, I'm taking my Beauty Blender and I'm taking the round tip side and I'm just picking up whatever's left, but I'll probably put some more on just because. And I just take a little on the end and then I kind of dab it everywhere that I need it, and then I start dabbing it on. This method is a little bit time consuming just to make it a little bit more even, but I think it's a really great, this Beauty Blender, it's really good. I love it, and I think it's a really great product. I'm going to actually get another one just because I love it, and this one's really, really dirty. So all I do is I just start dabbing it out, and then I start kind of like swiping it downwards all the way down to my face and down here to my chin. I love the Beauty Blender. It's so soft. All you do is it's really actually really small once you get it, which is really weird because I thought it was gonna be this size, but no, it's really small. It's like shrunk down to like right about here, and all you do is you run it under water and you start squeezing it and it builds up, and that's what I love about it, and it just shrinks down. You can wash it like any other normal brush, which is some soap. I usually wash it in the morning when I wash my face, so I just take facial cleanser and I just squeeze it. So I wash it every morning, that way it's all ready for me. It has a nice dewy finish though, so if that's the kind of look you're going for, then you don't need a powder, you can just leave it as. Alright, so now that I finished with the MAC Mineralize, I'm going to go on with a concealer. I usually use, what do I usually use? Okay, for concealers, if I don't feel like putting on a lot of concealer, I just go in with the Maybelline, which is a highlighting concealer, and I take it and I just swipe it down into a triangle and then I blend it out. But lately I have been using different ones. So I'm using MAC's Pro Longwear, and this is in the color NW25. It's a little too close to my skin tone, so I'm going to go back and buy a lighter one and then mix them together so they're easier. But for now, I have been mixing this MAC Pro Longwear and Sonia Kashuk's concealer in Porcelain, which is a really, really light color. And I have absolutely been loving it. So what I like to do is I take a, okay, this is really tricky. The Pro Longwears are a small little tube, right? And it has a little pump on it. You have to be extremely careful not to waste a lot of product, because the pump gives you more than you really need. So what I like to do is I like to really concentrate on how much I put on my hand. So I just take some, and you really only need like that much, if you can tell. Very little. You do not need a lot at all. Okay, so I take my Sigma concealer brush, it's the F70, and I take the Sonia Kashuk's concealer. This is a really creamy consistency of a concealer. I love it. It's amazing. If you're looking for a concealer that's, it's kind of on the higher price than normal drugstore, but it's well worth it. It has nice coverage and it's super creamy, so it goes on so easily. So what I like to do is I take it and I just take the TiffanykaeYT one and I just dab, dab, dab. 3 dots, that's it. A little bit more and I just dab, dab, dab. Alright? So that's the TiffanykaeYT one. As you can see, I dabbed. And then I take the pointy end of my beauty blender and I take the MAC Pro Longwear and I do the same thing. I dab, dab, dab. Do the same thing again. Dab, dab, dab. Alright, so now that I have the concealer on, oops, all I'm going to do is blend it out with the tip of this. So I like to start here in the corners and just dab. I like to use the Beauty Blender for concealer all the time. I think it blends out the concealer a lot more than any brush will do or anything else. So I take it all the way up to my high point of my cheekbone, and that's just going to give you a subtle highlight in a corner. And now I'm doing the same to the Alright, so I just got done dabbing all of that on there. My face is highlighted, as you can see right here. The highlight is at the high point of my cheekbones. And then I like to take the end of the Beauty Blender, which has the actual foundation on it, and I just like to go ahead and kind of just blend it out even more so. And that's that. Alright, that is my foundation and the concealer. Alright, so after I do my foundation and my concealer, I need to set it. It's way too shiny for me, so I like to either take my Stay Matte Powder by Rimmel, or I like to take the Neutrogena Shine Control Powder. These are both drugstore powders, so they're on the little less expensive side. So today I'm going to be taking the Neutrogena Shine Control. I'm actually going to be taking that with my e.l.f. Kabuki today, just because I'm going to get it more in depth right now. So I'm just taking that on the end of this, and I'm just going to start buffing it into my skin. I feel like using a kabuki gets it all the way in there rather than just setting it on top. It just kind of blends it all in. These earrings were a bad idea. To set my concealer, I take a blending brush and I'll take my Stay Matte Powder and I'll just take it in there, dust it off, and I like to set my concealer this way. That way it really gets the inner corner. And everything that I did, I want to focus on making sure that that concealer is set so it does not budge and it does not crease. So that's what I like to do. I especially like to do it with the blending brush because it gets the inner corners nicely. I finished up my blush and I put some lipstick on. So that is my foundation routine. That is what I do on an everyday. Like I said, I love the foundation. I absolutely love it. I love the Pro Longwear Concealer. It is by far the best concealer that I have actually used. And I'm not just saying that, but it is amazing. So I will link everything that I use and everything that I mentioned in the video down in the down bar so you guys know exactly, and I'll even put some links of where you can find them if you are not sure. And yeah, that's exactly what I'll do. So I hope you guys have a fabulous day. I hope you guys liked or loved this foundation routine. Like I said, this is what I do on a normal basis, so if you guys were interested in that or you guys wanted to know, here you go. So remember to follow my Twitter, follow me on Instagram, my Tumblr, follow my blog. I do some blog postings on there. Every time I post a video, I do a blog posting. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope you guys subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and if you are, then I love you so much. So yeah, I hope you guys have a fabulous day. Bye.